Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Throwaway Brother's Girlfriend. Am I the beehole for yelling at my brother's girlfriend because she's trying to get rid of me? As the title says, I, a 15-year-old female, think my brother's girlfriend, Julie, a 24-year-old female, is trying to get rid of me. I live with my brother because after my parents divorced, none of them wanted me, so my brother took me. He was 18 and I was 8. We lived alone together until a year ago he got a girlfriend. She doesn't live with us, but she's at our apartment a lot. I don't really like her, but I already know he has some kind of resentment towards me, because he had to take care of me even when my parents were still together, and he couldn't have the life because he was always busy with me. I think they want to get married, and I'm scared about where I'll go. My mom doesn't live in the country. She went back to Korea after the divorce, and my dad is busy with his new family. Anyways, after school, I went to use my brother's phone to watch something. I saw a notification come up at the top, and it was from my mom. I was really curious because I don't talk to my mom, like ever. I didn't think he did either. Long story short, he wants me to send me to live with my mom in Korea because Julie wants to move in and start a family. She said that when they start their family, they don't want to be looking after a teenager as well. I didn't tell him anything and just put the phone back. I went to sleep really scared. Now today I went to my cousin's house and told him what my brother is planning to do, and he told his mom. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm always nice to her. I don't know why she doesn't like me. I really don't want to move. I have friends here and everything. I thought he loved me and wouldn't want to make me go back to her. My cousin's mom ended up asking him why he was going to send me to live with my mom, and he asked her how she knew, and she said I told my cousin, and he told her, I wouldn't have said that. I would have kept a secret, like, you know what I mean? He's gonna go after you. My brother took me back home because he didn't want to cause a scene at my aunt's house. When we got back, he asked me how I knew. I told him I saw his text to our mom about how he's sending me away. I was really mad and I was yelling at him. He just tried to hug me and sit down on the couch with his head down, not talking. Then, like 10 minutes later, Julie came. When she was in the living room, she asked what happened and my brother said she knows. Then Julie tried to talk to me, and I stood up and started yelling that I didn't know why she had a problem with me, but I'm his sister, so I'm not leaving. I also called her some names because I was really angry. Then, to my surprise, my brother pushed my shoulder and told me to go to my room. Of course he would. I asked why, and he yelled at me to go to my room. Julie was crying at this point. I went to my room and cried. I still think he's going to send me away. I don't know why she doesn't like me. I didn't do anything to her. Am I the beehole for yelling at my brother's girlfriend? I told my friends about this, and they said I shouldn't have yelled because she probably has her reasons to want me with my mother. Oh, your friends are garbage. I would ditch them immediately. But yeah, let's get back to what I'm thinking. So, you are not the beehole. You have every reason to be mad and scared and all that. First, you were abandoned by your parents, and now it's happening again because your brother, who sounds like a simp, is over here letting this woman dictate his life to him and not protecting someone who he took in to protect. I'm sorry, but if my siblings were in any trouble like that, I wouldn't abandon them. I'd have their back and they'd have my back. Your brother sounds like he's, well, a failure. He should have told what's her face that, yeah, you, first of all, no, you are not sending away my sister who was abandoned, who I've been raising, because you want to get married, which personally, I wouldn't marry her if she can be this evil and vindictive towards a little 15-year-old girl who hasn't done anything to her. But let's be honest, she sounds like the type of person who's going to use up your brother, bleed him dry, maybe baby trap him, and then divorce and take all his money. That's the vibe I'm getting from her if she's willing to get rid of you, because it sounds like he wants to, separate you guys to make him weaker. But OP, like, even if he was going to be a loser like that, and because it sounds like he sounds like he's completely under her control. He's probably gonna send you, but really, he couldn't give you, freaking what, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years to hit 18, so you can at least have a chance to stay here. He's gonna uproot you, send you back to Korea, just because some chick who's probably gonna screw him over, and then if I were you, if he does that, OP, if he does that and you can't find a way to stay here, he'd be done. I wouldn't have a brother. He wouldn't exist to me. And OP, I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like he is completely under her control, and he is eventually going to send you. That sucks. I don't even know what to tell you. Hopefully, maybe you can live with your cousin. I don't know. But OP, not the beehole. I believe you were in the right to go off like that. You're basically going to be screwed over and stabbed in the back again by family for the second time in your life, and you're 15. Like, no one should have to go through that crap, especially that young. And our next one comes from Top Reserve 103. Am I the beehole for spoiling my daughter? I, a 47-year-old male, divorced my ex-wife, a 45-year-old female. 8 years ago, we share custody of our daughter, Olivia, a 17-year-old female. Since the breakup, when Olivia was 9, my ex has Olivia from Monday to Thursday, and I have her on Fridays and the weekends. This has been arranged this way as I work a corporate job that would make it difficult to devote the amount of time I would want to Olivia during the week. While my ex got remarried about 3 years after we split, I never did. I dated here and there, but with the combination of work commitments and simply did not find the right person, I have stayed mostly single. For background purposes, I have a very well paying corporate job. I won't go into my salary specifics, but it's very close to 7-figure range annually. My ex is a stay at home mom, and her husband earns a good salary. I would say they're comfortable. Due to my large amount of spare income, the majority left over is spent on Olivia. We have a great relationship, and if she wants something, I often get it for her. Over the years, I bought her designer clothes, jewelry, a new phone, Mac, and paid for a weekend break for her and her 4 closest friends. Olivia has never become spoiled or ungrateful. I'm being honest with you, I doubt that, but okay. Because of this, I make sure she still develops a sense of responsibility by doing chores and the like. She also works hard at school, being on track to go to a good college, and I still think that's gonna spoil her. When it was her birthday a week ago, I bought her a car. It was a nice car, in the 45,000. Oh my god, 45,000 for a kid who's just starting to drive? No, you get him a car that's like 5K. That's like I had a busted Chevy Lumina, and I'm very glad I didn't have a nice $45,000 car because I scraped the front bumper of that Chevy Lumina and I would have cried if it was a nice car. But back to the story. Olivia was beyond excited, and she couldn't stop thanking me. I presumed there was zero issue until a couple days ago I received a call from my ex. We generally have a civil relationship, and we get an order to co-parent Olivia. However, when I picked up the phone, she was livid. She said I had spoiled, which I agree, yes, you have spoiled her, Olivia by buying her such a nice car for a present, when she would never be able to afford something of that price. And it makes her present look inadequate by comparison. She got Olivia a necklace. I said that wasn't my intention, as Olivia is my daughter, and I wanted to get her the present she wanted with my salary. My ex said I was being incredibly selfish and determined to seem like the great parent who gives Olivia everything she wants. The call ended by her saying I had spoiled our daughter, and I have to stop giving such expensive gifts so it can be a level playing field. I informed her that I would not be doing this, and I would get Olivia what I wanted with the salary I earned. I feel like I work for my money and want to spend it on Olivia. I'm entitled to do so. Her opinion is there shouldn't be such a disparity between the gifts, and I'm trying to one up her by spoiling Olivia. So, am I the beehole? Okay, so in this one, I'm gonna say you're both the beehole. You're definitely the beehole for, yeah, you're trying to basically buy off your child, is the way I'm seeing it. And yeah, you're spoiling that girl. Oh, she does some chores and she gets good grades. That's not enough to teach her that she has to work for things and to appreciate things more. She's going to become one of those spoiled brats who gets mad when you don't buy her the right color car. And that is way too expensive of a car for a teenager who's just starting out. Like I said before, my first story scraped up against this wall that like housed trash cans at the place I worked with, and they were really sharp, jagged walls. So the car wasn't pretty, but it was a Chevy Lumina, so who cares? My brother, day one, scratched his car, and then surprisingly enough, though, my sister, she drives like a bat out of hell, but she's never really done any damage to a car. Weird. So yes, I gotta agree with your ex that yes, you are spoiling your child by getting her these large, lavish gifts like that. And I get it, you have money to spend on her, but if you wanted to get her a car, well, first things first, that's a really big thing. And yeah, you should have talked to your ex since you're co-parenting. If you weren't co-parenting, then who cares? But you're co-parenting. But I'm gonna say she's also the beehole for making this a competition. Like, oh, you're trying to one up me. You're trying to make me look bad. That's stupid too. So I'm gonna say she's the beehole for that. And you're right. That is your money, and you should be able to spend it the way you want. But you're co-parenting with your ex, OP. And come on, man, you shouldn't be buying a car this expensive for someone who's brand new. You get them that car when they've, you know, driven that old one enough where they're good at driving a car. You know what I mean? Yeah, OP. Everyone's the beehole in this one for me. And our final one comes from Struggling Spirit 01. Am I the beehole for calling out my nephew for claiming AI generated art as his own in an effort to outshine his cousin? This story involves my two nephews, who we'll call Greg, age 16, and Bill, age 17, who are not brothers. Bill has been taking art classes lately, and has put up a few of his works on our family's Facebook group. After a few family members replied with how proud they were of Bill, Greg posted some digital image of far higher quality art that he claimed were his own. His tone was mocking of Bill, as he had commented that he taught himself and didn't need school. Additionally, he had posted some rather harsh criticisms of Bill's art. A few of our older family members complimented Greg and were naturally blown away. Really? Can people not tell the difference between AI art? Have we gotten that far? I don't know, maybe it's because I draw and paint all the time, but I can pick out AI art pretty freaking easy. But yeah, back to it, blown away. But then I noticed a few very obvious signs of AI generated art. Weird hands, for example. So I called him out on it. I pointed out to the family that Greg had not made these, but instead were created by using a website. Greg was first defensive, but then took the images down without admitting guilt. I want to be clear, I only called Greg out because he was obviously trying to one-up Bill, who was putting legitimate effort into his work. Greg's mom reached out to me, and she understood, but wished I had talked to her rather than posting out there for the family to see, because now Greg feels too ashamed to talk to the family. I can appreciate that, but my concern is that if Greg merely had taken down the images without any explanation, there would remain the idea that in people's heads that Greg was, unfairly, the superior artist in the family. Greg's father, on the other hand, says that I'm a B, since he sees it as me bullying a kid a decade younger than me. Was I the B-hole on this one? Hi, OP. This is coming from a cat who actually does art and uses AI. You can see the little character I'm using in this video, and on the thumbnail to the... You're right, yeah, right. That's my art. That's all me, no AI. That's just me coming up with a character design and all that. And you can see on my thumbnails on the left-hand side, well, your left, that is AI. Personally, when it comes to AI art, it really doesn't help me with my art. Someone needs to make an AI that can take my art and at least give me a rough inking, because that's the part of the painting and art process that I hate. Like, I love sketching and I enjoy painting, but I despise inking. But you have to do it. Now, for my thoughts on AI art, it really doesn't do much for me. Yeah, you can see stuff that looks really good, but it has this hollowness to it, where you can tell it's not human. A human didn't make it. Maybe in the future, I'm not even talking about like messed up hands, messed up eyeballs, messed up toes. I'm talking it just, you can just see it. The painting, it feels machine because it is made by machines. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that soul. But human beings, even the best artists, they still have little mess ups. Like when they ink, it's not a perfect line. You see, stuff like that. Stuff like that. But am I like one of those artists like, oh my god, AI, get rid of it? No, not really. The only thing it helps me with personally is getting some ideas for outfits, because I'm kind of burnt out and tapped out when it comes to outfit design and hair design. Yeah, and hair design, I'm burnt out on that too. But the way your family member was using it, yeah, that's not cool how he was using it to try to put down the other one who's actually making a legitimate effort to do art. But I will say this, you really don't need school to do art. I pretty much taught myself when I went to school to learn art. It didn't help me with my style. It's more of the statues, realistic style. I always hated doing self-portraits and crap like that. I like to do more cartoony anime style and mixed with a little bit of Western style. And they don't teach you that in art school. Maybe they do now, but back when I went, no, they don't. But yes, back to your story. You were not the beehole. I'm glad you called him out on his BS. And yeah, he needs to be shamed. You don't get to act... screw the dad. The dad's a freaking JA2. Oh, you called out my kid and make him look stupid. Yeah, he did something freaking stupid. You don't go out there and try to present AI work as like, yeah, I'm... If you do AI work, I know this is a debate, you are not an artist. You typed in a couple words and you got an image spit out. That's not art. Sorry. Now, I have nothing against the AI images. Like I said, it helps me out a little bit on hair and outfit designs. But you are not an artist if you type in a couple words and spit out a picture. So yes, you should have called him out, and yes, you should have shamed him, because that's not fair. He gets to type in a couple words, and he gets to put down, your cousin like that. No, no, no. So props to you. Screw the dad. He's an idiot, and I'm glad he got shamed. You should be shamed when you do dumb crap like that. OP, not the beehole. And when it comes to AI art, eh, I'm always probably gonna gravitate to human art. AR, like I said, if you look at enough AI art, you can see that hollowness in it. Maybe the normies can't see it, but I feel like anybody after a while you can start picking that crap out. Now, maybe in the future, it's gonna get scary good, or even I, a guy who does art, won't be able to pick it out. But right now, nah, it has that hollowness that I don't like. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.